You can grind if you want to. You can daily grind behind. And if you don't grind, well, then you don't grind. Then you are no friend of mine. Hey, it's a daily grind. It's a daily grind. Yeah, what is the man without hats? Welcome to the Daily Grind, and I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker. And I picked a song that was more in my range this morning, and that was better for everyone's ears. So we're going to keep doing that. Welcome this morning. Happy Friday. I got Rusty with me today. How are you, brother? Happy game day.
I am good, man. It is game day. It is Friday. It is college football eve. Week's coming to an end, dude. I'm stoked, man. Happy to be here with you.
Heck yeah, dude. Man, this is a good weekend. What weekend? I mean, what more can you ask from a weekend when you start your Friday off with Grizzlies basketball and then you have football? It's awesome. It's a pretty solid way to spend a few days.
It has been said on the $2 Sports Show that this is the best time of the year because you got Grizzlies ramping up. You got college football, particularly tomorrow is going to be one of those season-defining days, much like last week, much like the week before. I mean, it's just like we're in the teeth of college football. The Grizzlies are ramping up. NFL's going. Fantasy football sucks, but you know what? We're here. We're having a good time. It's not going well for Merc with the Mouth.
Oh, I'm having a good season. My team is just called the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm just called the Memphis Grizzlies just to mess with people. They see it and they're like, "What?" I'm killing it. I'm killing it this year.
Isaiah Pacheco going on IR has not helped me any. I've been desperate for a running back since then. It's not going well for Merc with the Mouthpiece. That's all I'm going to say. Man,
I'm sorry the injuries are piling up on you. The Grizzlies got a little bit of good injury news tonight. It sounds like Ja and Ja's going to be available. Marcus is going to be available. It sounds like all the main guys are going to be playing except Tripp.
Right.
But it sounds like Tripp is going to be ready for the start of the season. I mean, it sounds like Tripp's going to be ready. I'm not worried about that. I'm just excited to see these guys play extended time together.
If anybody needs a day off, it's Jaren Jackson Jr. He deserves a Presidential Medal of Freedom for what he did last year in the doldrums of that season because he could have quit at any point, but he kept showing up and hooping and balling. And so, you know what? Jaren, have a night off. Go down on Beale Street, have a drink on me. Take the night, man. But it'll be nice to see Ja and Edey work together some because we have a very, very small sample size of that. So I would like to see much more of that because those guys have obviously been in the gym together. We've seen the IG clips and the posts and the pics that have come out of that. But I want to see it in game action and against a Heat team that's got some players, like we talked about on Wednesday. This be Edey's chance. He's played Miles Turner, a good NBA center, Walker Kessler. But this is Bam. This is different. If Bam plays tonight, and I think he's supposed to, we'll get to see what Edey can do against an elite level center in the NBA.
Yeah, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, I think most of the Heat's roster is going to be playing. At least most of their guys. I'm excited. I mean, I don't think you can ask for more of in terms of a preseason finale where it looks like all the guys are going to be playing, and it looks like. I'm in terms of matchup, we're going to get to see what Edey can do. Like we've been talking about against Bam. It's talk about a dress rehearsal for the regular season. It's this is going to, if you can hang here, man. And we all think you can, if you can really hang here, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I agreed. And this will be a good opportunity. Wayno's kind of hitting that in the comments, this season for Ja, Wayno and I, we were discussing in our group chat not long ago, just about, this year for Ja and Edey. Ja can be the guy, and I was talking about this yesterday actually at work too. Ja can be the guy that go get you 40 points, but now that he's got Edey, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ja's game morph even more into some facilitating. We know he can distribute, and look, I want Ja taking shots. I want Ja to get 35, 38 points a night. But there's going to be some nights where we're going to get to see what Ja can truly do as a point guard, finding Edey on lobs, pick and roll situations. And I want to see some of that start developing tonight in this, final preseason game against a team that's kind of a watermark for player development, right? We can kind of see where we are compared to them in player development tonight at the end of the preseason.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of player development, there is one two-way roster spot open that it sounds like they're planning on filling by the start of the season. This is going to be the last chance for any of these dudes to get a little bit of, audition. I mean, this is the last chance for some of these. This is the last chance for some of these guys to audition for this spot. I think it's probably down to two guys. I would say it's down to Yuki or Pereira. I hate that his name's not Pereira. I hate that we know how it's pronounced. Pereira. I'd say it's easily going to be one of those two. I don't know. I feel like look for one of those guys to try to play well. I mean, if I had a gun to my head, I would say that second two-way spot is keys to lose.
Yuki's, yeah, because we talked about this little positive preview for the $2 Sports Show. Tune in this afternoon, and we talked very in detail about this. But like Yuki's game kind of fits this new offense and what we're doing, the way he can facilitate and distribute and drive and kick and cut and all the things that he does well. It fits well in this offense. So it would make sense for us to have him in South Haven running a similar offense so that those guys that are going to come up and get some reps, and we know they will, Jay Huff and Cam Spencer and these guys, it won't be, plowing new ground for them. They'll be used to that motion offense that we're implementing in Memphis. Feels like a great chance for Yuki to kind of continue some of that development. And so I think it's Yuki. Look, Pereira's had a great preseason. He's scored a bunch. He's played good defense. Like
he rebounds.
I like his game. I just think Yuki's done a little bit more and is going to fit what we need a little bit more in South Haven for sure.
Yep. I agree with you. The only other thing that I would say that I'm keeping an eye on for this tonight, like it's just, I want to see as we get close. I mean, with each passing game that we get under our belt, I'm just excited to see how this offense looks, man. Like the ball is moving. It's people are different. People are scoring, like facilitating is happening. I'm just very, very excited to continue and see these guys mesh, and not only mesh with the system, but play well within the system, as it seems like most of them are so far.
Right. And, we've only had this system in place since this summer, so there's going to be growing pains and things to work out on rough edges, but early returns are great. They look really good. We look sharp. We look crisp moving the basketball. There's going to be, because it moves so much, I think that's part of what's to blame for all of Pip's turnovers this preseason before he signed his contract. I think that there is just growing stuff that has to come. But, man, what we've seen so far looks great. Like you said, like used to, the ball would be so stagnant. We call ISO every time down the floor. It'd be ISO Ja, ISO Dez, ISO Jaren. And those are great, but that's all we did. And so, like, getting guys like Huff that's going to help space the floor, and, Edey's going to help with floor spacing, getting out of the way, and being able to run pick and rolls for different guys. Like, this offense, like, we've got the athletes and the dogs for this offense, and I cannot wait to see what we look like midseason, because it's already getting momentum. And, we're still just kind of peeling back the layers to the onion, right? Ogres have layers, onions have layers. So we're peeling back the layers, and so we still haven't seen what it's truly going to be. And I'm already like hella impressed with how it looked.
Yeah, I am not. I'm not worried with the hiccups that we have either. Like I say hiccups. I'm speaking specifically of the Luke Kennard injury. That's someone who that sort of spacing that he provides is important to what this offense is. However, it looks like Jaylen Wells might be able to pick up that might be able to step into that hole in the roster. And so kind of moving into this, we're, let's say, a week out from the regular season. We're less than a week. I want to just do like a reevaluation of what these rookies are doing, because we have two who look like they're going to be stepping in and contributing day one of the regular season in Zach Edey. Obviously, we all knew that was going to happen, but I don't think any of us, or I think very few of us out there, expected Jaylen Wells to be this kind of hooper.
I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit.
Yes.
I've been championing Jaylen Wells since we drafted him. I loved his film. I liked what I saw. I liked what I saw in Summer League. Yes, the shot wasn't falling early, but I liked the confidence and the way he moved and how he would defend when his shot wasn't falling. I think he's just showing everything that he is and showing why Kleiman knew to take him when he did. Like, Wells is going to be one of the steals, once again, of the draft. If you're drafted on day 2 by the Memphis Grizzlies, there's a really good chance you're a hooper. And so we've got two of them. Cam Spencer, he's hurt, but he's going to have that other two-way deal and we'll get some run. But you're right, man. I think, you hate to say benefit from an injury, but I think Jaylen's going to benefit the most from this Luke injury, because he's now going to be probably that second or third guy off the bench. Early returns, that shot is smooth. He plays really long and athletically on defense. He's not a ball stop, but like he shoot. Oh my God. Like, there's so many things to love about his game so far. That, like, he's going, like, we've got two rookies in the top 10 in scoring in the NBA.
Two in
Zach
the top
Edey,
4.
Top 4 now. Yeah. So
who've
Zach
played
Edey and
multiple
Jaylen
preseason
Wells.
games.
Exactly. And so we've got scoring, we've got hoopers, man. I a huge Jaylen Wells fan.
Yeah, I just pulled it up because I knew that they're getting higher and higher the more games these rookies play. So of all rookies that have played more than one game this preseason, they are currently ranked 3rd and 4th in scoring.
I mean, what more can you ask for? And then shout out Anthony saying he has been championing this since draft night. When I was going through it on draft night, I wasn't a fan of the pick. I own that. I've come full circle. Zach Edey might be a basketball savant.
Yep.
As Sane has said, just because the game just comes so easy to him and it looks effortless. I hate to see what happens when he tries. You know what I mean? He's going to be just otherworldly, but just watching, we figured out a post-entry pass. We also figured out a post-entry pass with a kick out to Jaylen Wells to hit a 3 at the elbow. We're figuring out how to play with a big man. And this league was built on big centers. And for all the people out there saying Edey's game's not going to translate, he's too slow for today's NBA, I think it's going to be the opposite. I think teams are going to have to game plan for us because of him. You got to play our style of game, much like, Tony Bennett at Virginia, who just retired suddenly yesterday. You had to plan for Virginia. You had to plan for the core 4 because it was a different style of basketball. You have to plan for Zach Edey. Otherwise, he's going to beat you up and drop, 30 and 15 on your head.
Every team in the league is going to have to circle when the Memphis Grizzlies are playing them because, what do you do with him, man? He's already, I want to imagine what he's going to be like in 3 years' time because already in 4 preseason games, this kid is averaging, I just had it in front of me. He's averaging over 13, and I think it's 13.5 points. Yeah, he's averaging 13.5 points and 7.3 rebounds. And that's in 4 while shooting almost 55% from the field. And that's just in 4 preseason games. The game is going to keep coming to him. He is, those are only going to get better. And we don't need him to be the leading scorer on this team. That's not what he's here for.
But it's just worth repeating this again. There's a stretch where in 3 games, he had 63 minutes, 48 points, 22 rebounds, 4 blocks, and only 1 foul. Jaren Jackson Jr. in his rookie year would never. I love Steph, don't get me wrong. But that dude fouled everybody. He'd foul the ref. He'd foul the water boy. He fouled everybody's rookie year. And we got Edey out here. He had 5 fouls in his first summer league game. And since then, I think he's had 3. I mean, he's just unbelievable to watch. And he's only going to make Tripp better. Because, again, just want to 100%. If Edey can stay healthy, there's no reason why he can't be the best pure center in the game.
Yep. And then it's going to be deadly, man. It's going to be deadly down there.
Especially because if you remember – the last time Jaren Jackson Jr. won DPOY, which was only 2 seasons ago, was when he had an anchor at center, much like Zach Edey and one Aquaman, Steven Adams.
Yep.
Still love that dude. But Edey can be that anchor and allow Jaren to play free safety. And so not only is Edey going to do really good things on the offensive end, but he makes us better defensively because good luck, if you say you're getting a pick and roll and they target Edey, or Edey gets picked and they're coming in the lane, good luck, you got Edey to deal with. Now you got Tripp out there somewhere, the Dark Knight, staying on top of a building watching you. There's a real good chance your shot's going to get blocked either way. And so good luck scoring in the paint is all I got to say, dude. It got me hyped this morning.
Yep. I mean, Edey, we're going to have the paint on a lot. The paint's going to be locked down. You're going to have to put caution tape in that SOB because you're not going to be able to get in there. Mm-hmm. We know that Edey is going to help us down there. Jaylen Wells is going to help us so much everywhere else.
Yeah, man.
And honestly, man, so I love Luke Kennard. My biggest gripe with Luke Kennard is that he won't shoot the dang ball, and he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the world. Mm-hmm. Wells is out here already averaging 5.5 threes a game.
Yeah.
And making 45.5% of them, dude. That's what I've been yelling for Luke Kennard to be doing minimum. Yeah. And if he's going to be the one that takes those minutes, which I believe he is going to be, it looks like, I think our second unit will be Pip, Wells, Santi, Jitty, and BC. That's who I would roll out in my second unit.
Yep.
He has a chance to be the leading scorer on that second unit.
Look, Uncle Buck gave me hell right after Luke's contract was announced. And I'm like, yo, that's such a good tradable contract. And now we see why, because we've got Luke Kennard at home who might be better than Luke Kennard because he shoots more. Yes, Luke is one of the best pure shooters in the game from a percentage wise. But Jaylen Wells hadn't played an actual professional basketball game yet. He's played some preseason and summer league, but he's not played a regular season NBA game. And so there's a really good chance that Luke doesn't have a spot on this team anymore. And then we move him at the deadline because an $11 million expiring contract is just perfectly done to trade. I mean, oh my God. And so it may be instead of Marcus, it might be Luke and LaRavia that we package to go get, insert whatever you think here, a scoring wing, a backup big, whatever we might need. Like that contract looks more and more tasty on the trade market, the better Jaylen Wells shoots and the more Jaylen Wells shoots. Because you're right. We've been yelling about this for a year. Like, Luke, you need to shoot. And like, we got Jaylen shooting and he's actually making shots. So it makes that contract look more and more, appealing the better Jaylen Wells plays.
Yeah. And I want to throw this up here from Wayno because I have been, one thing that I've not understood why Luke Kennard can't find a home in this league, why he bounces around so much. You got to stay healthy, man. And like, I don't know why I'm just not paying attention to it. He has been injured. He gets injured a lot.
That's a good point.
And he gets injured in his feet and his legs. And like when you're a pure shooter like he is, and when people are calling for your head on defense, and I think you're a better defensive player than people give you credit for. But if you can't move,
yeah,
sorry, it's just sucks. He's proving to be, a replacement with the replacements already on the roster. Having him here is just proving to be a luxury that we don't need.
Yeah, man, especially because, like, he's right. You got GG, you got Wells. Everybody's sleeping and forgetting about Vince. Like, we've got guys, like, in the future, there's going to be a time late December, early January when we're full strength, everybody's back and healthy, where I don't know where Luke's minutes are going to come. We're going to be having a conversation on this show. Me and you and Parrish, you, Drew, somebody's going to be having a conversation saying, where does Luke fit in now that Jaylen Wells is getting you 12 a night on, 3 of 4 from 3, or he's getting you 15 on 5 of 7 or whatever. Vince is shutting down your favorite player. GG is scoring with that second unit. Like we're going to say, well, where is he going to fit? Because you're going to have Pip running the point. You're going to have a conversation of, is it Vince at the 2? Is it Jaylen at the 2? Is it GG at the 3? Is it Jaylen at the 3? Or is it like a Pip, Vince, Jaylen, GG, BC lineup coming off the bench? And that's freaking athletic and lethal, man.
It's athletic as hell, dude. Like you got dudes that can do a little bit of everything in that second unit. And that's what the 50-win Grizzlies teams had dudes that could do a little bit of everything on those second units.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. We've got one of the best starting 5 in the NBA. I don't care what you can argue with your mother. I don't care what these pundits say. We've got one of the best second units in the NBA with that full healthy unit. And don't look now, but I love to shout out Brandon Clark any chance I get. But Brandon Clark has said, like, I'm not going to be the same bouncy player. I got to take care of my body. I got to think. And that little mid-paint floater that he's got, Mike Conley-esque, just that little turnaround, little boop. Like, that's going to feed families on that second unit, man. Oh, it's so just sexy, for lack of a better term.
Yep. I mean, dude, you remember, like Tyus Jones, like that floater was.
I mean, it's money, man. It's money. You got that, and then you got Edey hitting those sky hooks, looking like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out there with that big right-handed hook. If he ever figures out a left-handed hook shot, like, good luck. I mean, that guy's he's gonna be a 30-18 guy every night.
It's beginning to look like this team, which has always been a threat that you had to worry about defensively, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like no matter who was hurt, you knew you had to worry about this team defensively. It's starting to look like you're going to have to worry about this team offensively too, and that's a dangerous recipe for anybody else around the league.
I like ESPN sees it. Our win total has gone up. We now have the second best odds to win the Western Conference. Like, people are starting to see that maybe this Memphis team, there's something. Maybe we slept on them a little bit, and that's fine. The players are talking about us on podcasts. Saying that Zach Edey is the guy to build your team around. That Zach Edey is the rookie of the year. That Ja's on a revenge tour. All these things. Like, the people who they know it. Like, they see it, right?
Yes.
We're not going to get the pub from ESPN and Bleacher Report, these other goofy organizations, because we're not a big market, and we're not going to get that. But those who know ball know that Memphis is going to be on a tear this year.
Well said, man. Well said. With that, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about the weekend more. We're getting close, y'all. We're getting close. There's still stuff to be excited about till basketball gets here, and we're going to dive into that right after this.
I think Zach Edey played well. He got his fouls in. He got him in for sure. But we saw some flashes of really what he can do, whether that's setting screens or just whether blocking shots or just making guys change their mind about shots, or just affecting the quality of shots that guys were getting in the game. We saw that a lot. They gotta use him though, man. They gotta be able to find him a little bit.
I was about to say they especially the whole first quarter. It was like, because I think that lob that y'all had him, that was his first points of the game. So it was like the whole first quarter, I did peep that. It was like, all right, I see everybody else attempting 5+ shots.
Right.
Y'all got to find a way to give Zach Edey something, like at some point. Everything was running well last night, right? The offense was flowing well. It's going to come a stretch of time where they're going to be stagnant. And at that time, that's when I expect them, okay, hey, let's run a post play to Zach Edey.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
This is a question I don't know if you've ever been asked. Was there anyone you ever wanted to dunk on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're getting a big kick out of that one. I'm glad you've been waiting all day for that. Waiting all day to get that little jokey joke in. Oh, you got a joke. But I always wanted to dunk in the game. That's what I wanted to do. And it didn't have to be on anybody. I wanted it to be off of a missed shot, like on an offensive rebound, so that everyone's around or in the vicinity when it happened.
Did you ever dunk in practice and get overly excited?
Yes. and everybody be like, well, are you going to do it in a game? And I'm like, no.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back. Man, I watched that commercial. I got a big smile on my face. Watching Brevin say, yes.
I know. A little jokey joke.
It's me every time.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Daily Grind, y'all. You can catch both those shows. We got the Night Court. We've got the Anthony Sane Show. That will be today as well as Wednesdays. We're going to have a big schedule for you so you can see when all this is happening soon. We got the $2 Sports Show that's going to be today. Yeah. We got No Bluffing. We got Grizz 901 Live. We'll be back at the halftime at the first game. They'll be there. We got a lot of stuff, y'all. Look, G5 Classified, got a lot. You can check all of that out at bluffcitymedia.co. You can check out all of our podcasts. Go follow Bluff City Media on Twitter, on YouTube. You can catch them all. Spotify,
Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Like, so much good content coming out. So we got a lot of big plans for this fall. It's basketball season. It's going to be awesome. You know, Uncle Buck and I have been doing this Bucks 2 cents. This little brainchild of just talking college football, hot takes and stuff. So, like, check us out, man. Like, we are your one-stop shop for all things sports in the Mid-South.
Yep. And we got ears on the ground.
Ears on the feet and feet on the ground.
We got ears on the feet, eyes in the house. We got everybody. We got people looking at the Grizzlies, on the Tigers. Like, we know our stuff, y'all. Like, come check it out.
Soccer. We got Memphis Football Club. We got all kind of stuff. Y'all just hang out with us. Like, good stuff coming this fall. Like Kenny and the gang and the creative geniuses, not me, that are a part of this network. Luke being one of them, got great things coming, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep. So check us out, y'all. Back to our show. You know, on weekends, on Fridays, we like to look forward, look ahead, like the great Sean Connery, looking forward into the afterlife. I don't know. God, that went dark. Sorry. Sean Connery, I love you. We like to look forward to the weekend. Stuff that we're doing, stuff that's happening, you know, stuff that's going around, like cool stuff that's happening in Memphis. I don't know, like cool stuff, just stuff we're doing. I can go first. I believe I can fly. I'm gonna go get me a pumpkin this weekend to carve. I think it's time. I'm an awful carver of pumpkins. I always try to get to. Well, let me back it up. I used to be a horrendous popcorn carver. I'd be like, I'm gonna make popcorn. Good Lord, pumpkin carver. What time is it? I'd be like, I'm gonna make the Mona Lisa, but it's my face on John Morant's body, and I would like try to carve it, and then I would get halfway through it, and it would go in. You know, when the knife goes in, and you're like, I ruined it.
Yep,
I
missed it.
Then you try to save it, and you just make a big circle. I used to do that. I have kind of toned back my carving skills now. Now I just do simple. I do like simple shapes, like triangle, and simple math. And boy, let me tell you, it's been money. Since I've switched and been a little bit simpler, it's been money. They all look like they might have gotten stepped on the head by like a donkey. They're all kind of like,
because you're like aggressively holding it where you're like, but
yes. But I'm gonna have a good time doing that. I'm also gonna have a good time just watching this. The way the weather's been. This is college football weather to me, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Like this is college football weather. So I'm gonna be watching that all weekend.
Yeah, man. So you're absolutely right. College football weather. Maggie and I have already done the pumpkin carvings. I'm going to put them on my Twitter. Check them out.
Yeah.
Buckets_BCM. I did the Scream mask. She did Harry Potter glasses and crushed it like she always does. Awesome. We've had our s'more date night one night this week. Like it's officially fall. We're watching scary movies. We watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street last night. So like we're in full like ball swing.
Is that the one where Johnny Depp falls into the bed
in the hole and it comes in the tub and all the absolutely. It's just like it's so cheesy, but it's so good. Anyway, this weekend's kind of lame for me, man. Every 2 years I gotta have like 30 hours of continued education, and so I am leaving today a little after lunch and driving to Atlanta. I got a hotel just outside of Braves Village. One of our big offices there is near the Braves Stadium. So I'm going to be kind of in the Braves Village area. I know there's some good bars and restaurants right there. So anybody in the comments got any recommendations of where I need to go eat or have a beverage tonight, let me know. Tomorrow night, I got 2 nights in Atlanta. I'll be back on Sunday. And I think Maggie and I are going to watch. We're going to start Sunday evening. We are going to Universal in a little under a month for her birthday to be at Harry Potter World on her birthday. So stoked about that. And don't hate me, Luke. As I'm drinking from a Harry Potter mug, I have never seen the movies, nor have I read the books. So I know I probably just got kicked off the show forever. But we're going to watch the first movie on Sunday. There's a wand just out of my grasp that I got at Harry Potter World that I would grab and curse you with if I had longer arms. If you've never seen them, first 2 are distinctly made for children. Like they're for a younger audience. Stay with it. 3, I think 3 is the best movie of the bunch. And once you start with 3, you're like, okay. And also they start to get a little bit better actors. The first 2 movies, you're like, I don't want to spoil it for you. Harry Potter, he's got this thing. His eyes blink at different times. And in the first movie, it's an actual condition. He doesn't blink at the same time. In the first movie, you'll watch him. It'll be like a frog. It'll like. Now that's all I'm gonna be able to see. I'm not gonna be able to see anything else. Sorry, but I'm coming to the fold. It's gonna be like Game of Thrones all over again. Tube and Tuesday. I'll talk about some Harry Potter as I'm finally getting to watch the movies after 37 years of being. And I've tried. Like, I'm not against Harry Potter. Just fantasy's never really been my thing. But I feel like Game of Thrones opened my eyes to that. Maggie's been giving me some fantasy books to read, and so some of that stuff I'm coming around to some of it. So I feel like this is like prime Harry Potter time for me. You are absolutely correct. Oh man, I'm excited. I can't wait to sort you into your house. You'll know what that means soon. I think I know what you mean. Okay. I've taken the quizzes. I've worked with enough Harry Potter heads. Like, what do you think I am? I would say, well, let me tell you what I am first. I would say I'm a Hufflepuff, loud and proud Hufflepuff, loud and proud. Yeah. There's a great video. If I can find it, I'll send it to you. It's like, I'm Gryffindor, I'm Slytherin, I'm Ravenclaw. And then it's a Hufflepuff person. They go, I'm lactose intolerant. That's how I feel. I would put you as a Gryffindor or a Ravenclaw. I'm a Gryffindor. Maggie's a Ravenclaw. So we got him covered. But I am, according to the online quizzes that I've taken over the years, I am a Gryffindor through and through. So whatever that means. I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you for tuning in. Tube and Tuesday's back, and I'm so excited to catch up on your Harry Potter stuff. Thank you for tuning into the show today, y'all. Seriously, we appreciate all y'all watching. King Meeks, Wayno, everybody. Thank you. You know, we love hopping on here in the morning. It makes my day. I love it. Thank you. Go check out Jess Benson. She just started. She's over at Grind City Media. She's great. Her and CJ, they're awesome. Watch the game tonight, guys. Support the boys. Regular season starts next week. We will be back Monday. If I can leave you with anything this weekend, remember these 2 things. Just 2 things. Remember to be a little weird, just a little bit. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Monday.